first things first. That there's massive injuries in the Blue Jay organization.
Well, one in particular, the left fielder Michael Saunders, has suffered a freak injury yesterday when he stepped on a sprinkler. A sprinkler head indentation. So this is a guy, they got him in a trade in the offseason, and it's he was supposed to be their starting left fielder, so obviously they're going to have to make some adjustments now and look for somebody else to do that job, at least for the start of the season.
Yeah, but do you think it'll have a massive effect on if he doesn't start? How detrimental will he be to the team having a good start?
Well, it's hard to say. This is a guy that they acquired in the offseason. He's a Canadian. They got him for a specific reason because they've really changed their whole outfield in terms of the players that were there this year. They were counting on him to be a starting, to start the season. It's 6 weeks, training camp is 6 weeks long, and it just started. So would I say it's catastrophic? I would say probably at this point, no, but somebody else is obviously going to have to come in there and start to do that job in the short term. And
yeah, but it's not the main. I'm not trying to be facetious, but isn't pitching? You lose a pitcher, one of your main pitchers, or you lose one of your main hitters, is more detrimental to the chances of winning or being a contender versus an outfielder?
Well, if you put it in the perspective of the most important thing would be the pitching. But if you went and made a trade in the offseason, you specifically went after a player, you thought he was going to be a starter, then in the short term, I think catastrophic would be a little too dramatic to describe this. It's a setback. It's all it is right now. It's a setback. You know, the likelihood he's probably like sprained his ankle or nothing too serious. But again, the Blue Jays training camp is about to start. He got hurt. It's news right now.
So what's the solution if this guy's not going to be able to start the season?
I didn't say he won't be able to start the season.
Let's
I
say
said
he doesn't.
Well, they'll have somebody else start in his place. It's not dramatic. It's not catastrophic. Like
I thought you made it sound catastrophic, buddy.
No, I said it wasn't catastrophic. I said it's only news right now because they acquired him in the offseason, and they're going to have to have...
It's the All-Star break, Perry.
I'm sorry?
He's going to be out until the All-Star break.
Well, if it's even for the All-Star break, then, again, someone else is going to have to, take his place.
Yeah, whether it's, Pompey, Pilar, Carrera, someone inside the organization, or whether this speeds up, having to trade Navarro to another team where he's looking to start as a catcher rather than play backup. There are options on the table anyway. I don't think that Michael Saunders being injured for the All-Star break is going to, pardon the pun, kneecap the Blue Jays' chances at all.
Well, here's the situation. We talk about Deoner Navarro. This is a guy that, again, they acquired last season, did very well in his first year with the Blue Jays. They made a trade in the offseason, acquired a Canadian, a very good quality catcher. So now they've got a surplus of catchers. They thought they could hold on to Deoner Navarro, who's asked to be traded because he knows he doesn't want to be a backup. He doesn't want to be a DH. So the Blue Jays had an asset that they were holding on to, and now if they have to trade that asset, they're not trading from a position of strength, they're trading from a position of weakness, and that's to suggest that there's a lot of interest in Deoner Navarro to begin with. And I'd have to believe if they had a chance to trade him before, they would have, but if they trade him now, it's, again, because they're no longer in a position of strength.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, but, at the end of the day, if they get a serviceable replacement for Saunders until the All-Star break, I think it'll even out.
Yeah, I mean, they've gone through so many different outfielders. I don't think it's like it's that big of a deal. And yeah, you could say that they decided to let some of their previous assets in the outfield go via trades, free agency, or whatnot. And they made that decision, and now they went out and they got themselves a new player to fill left field, and now they're basically going to be auditioning for the left field role at the start of the season, start of training camp, and the start of the season.
Yeah, and if someone from inside the organization winds up, taking the bull by the horns in training camp and laying claim that left field position, then you don't have to trade Navarro as quickly too. So you still have that asset, and you can move him on your timetable.
I think having Deoner Navarro around, to me, is just a distraction to begin with. They should have done something about it. He's asked to be traded. He's going to be there. He's starting off the season with the pitchers and catchers, but
it's been difficult to trade him. They want to remove him too. He's been difficult to trade him, Perry.
If it's difficult to trade him, then they've put themselves into a position where they've got a guy who's good enough to play, who's there right now because he's being a good team guy, but he doesn't want to be there, has asked them to trade him.
I'm sure they'll trade. I'm sure as soon as they're able to trade him, they're going to accommodate him. You know, the guy. I believe in professional sport. When somebody doesn't want to play for the team, usually they trade him.
If they can. Again, it's not always that easy to trade him because we're talking about a contract, we're talking about availability, we're talking about need. There's a whole bunch of things that come into play right now.
That's what I read. So they're trying to trade him, but it's been very difficult.
Yep.
So
and you know, they might be actually ahead of the game here, because if one of the guys from inside the organization takes that left field spot from Saunders and is able to run with it till the All-Star break, then the ball is in the Jays' court, and then someone's going to get hurt over the course of a 162-game season. Someone's going to be looking for an extra catcher or a DH, and that's when the Jays can come in and get more value from Navarro than they would have otherwise.